Salvete omnes! Last time on Agora Academy, we were learning the neuter endings for second declension nouns. Before that, we learned the masculine endings for second declension nouns. So, while we're on the subject of nouns, let's take the opportunity to learn a few more uses of the cases. So far, we've learned that the nominative case is used to indicate the subject of a sentence, and can sometimes be used as a predicate nominative with linking verbs. We also learned that the accusative case is used to show the direct object of a sentence. Then you have the genitive, which shows possession and is best translated using the word of. Then we get to the ablative. Last time we talked about the ablative, we learned that it signifies place where. The ablative of place where tells you where someone or something is. Not where they've been or where they're going. It just tells you right smack where they are. So to go back to our example sentence, where exactly is the friend of the queen? Well, they are in the forest. So silwa is declined as the ablative of place where. But remember, we said that the ablative case has a few functions. The second use of the ablative that we're going to learn also deals with location, but in this case, rather than telling you where someone or something is located, it indicates the place that they left or are coming from. That is why this use of the ablative is called the ablative of place from which. It quite literally tells you the place from which a person or thing has come. In other words, it deals with motion away from something, or the idea of separation from a place. This idea of separation is a key aspect of the ablative case, and in fact, the word ablative comes from the Latin word ablatus, which means carried away. Alright, before we look at examples, we need to learn a few prepositions. We know that the preposition in was used with the ablative of place where. Now with the ablative of place from which, we're going to use a couple of different prepositions. The two most common prepositions associated with the ablative of place from which are a-ab and e-ex. A-ab means from. You use a-ab the same way you use a-an in English. In English, if the word following a or an begins with a consonant, like dog or horse, then you can just use a by itself. But if the word following a or an begins with a vowel, like octopus or antelope, then you need to use the word an instead of a. A octopus sounds ridiculous after all. It is most definitely an octopus. A-ab works the same way. If the word following begins with a consonant, you will just see a before it. And if the word following begins with a vowel, then you use ab. E-ex, which means from or out of, works the same way. You can remember ab by thinking of the word absent. If you are absent from school, you are away from school that day. You can remember e-ex by thinking of the word exit. Actually, it, in Latin, is the third person singular of the word meaning go. So in Latin, the English word exit quite literally means he, she goes out. Cool. So let's look at a few examples. Navigo a patria means I sail away from the country. Ambulabamus ex villa means we were walking out of the farmhouse. And that's it. You will see more examples in the following exercises, and you'll also have the chance to practice forming and translating the ablative of place from which. So, bonam fortunam, discipuli.